seems like God refused to change your situation. Why is it that God allows me to be here and suffer this? See, now the church told us, they didn't tell us that we would have struggles getting saved. I'm from the old day. My grandmother told me that if you abide in him and he abide in you. But she never told me that times would be rough. My grandmother never told me that I would want to backslide on God some days. She never told me that it would be so frustrated that I would question whether I'm even saved. She never told me that there would be moments to where I said I would have rather died in captivity. And that's where Israel was. Israel was so frustrated with the process of the wilderness that Israel asked Moses, they said, aren't there any graves in Egypt that you will leave us to die here? So now we have to understand the plan of God. The plan of God is to pull all of the doubt out of you. So God, he pulls you through certain situations to see what you're made of. What you're made of. Mephibosheth, 5 years old. And it is very clear he has no covering and he has no father. He has no family except for a nurse. After that, the Bible goes on to say that David, after they kill Mephibosheth's father, David is frustrated. And David says, is there anyone in the house of Saul that I can show favor to? Yes, sir. Now, I looked at this all night. I looked at this all night to get clarity in it. Now, is Saul not the one that wanted to kill David? Yeah. But yet, it's still David wants to show favor to Saul. Oh, Jesus, we don't understand the significance in the text. But we were the ones that wanted to kill Jesus. We were the ones that said, crucify him. But yet and still Jesus says to his father, forgive them because they know not what they do. We were the same ones that wanted to kill Jesus. And he says to them, I will not leave you comfortless, but I will send you a comforter. We were the same ones that wanted to kill Jesus. And he says, I will die for you. And I will shed my blood so that you will have connection to the Father. We were the same ones that wanted to kill Jesus. Like he says, nothing can pluck you out of my hand. So who is David? David is an ancestor of Jesus. David is from the same heritage as Jesus. What do you mean their blood is the same? So when David starts to speak, he speaks from a grandfather to Jesus. He prepares the earth for what Jesus is coming to do. He says, you know what? It is impossible. If Jesus is going to come through my line and restore, I have to begin the process in the Old Testament. So what David does is he says, I've fallen, I've been broken, and I've been destroyed. It seems almost as if David has been in a situation to where God should have killed him, but yet God restored you. I know y'all got it all together, but I ain't always been perfect. Some moments God should have cut me off, but yet and still he let me live. And that's what David is saying. He's saying tactically, when you're in battle with a nation, you kill everyone. Every instruction that God gives in war, he tells them to kill everything and leave nothing standing. But now the story is different with Mephibosheth. God tells David, he says, David, show favor to him. And David, he calls Mephibosheth to the house. Now Mephibosheth, he's living all this time with his limp, and no one seems to help him with his limp. All this time he has the limp, and there's no one to help him. Now David calls him to the table. The table, the table, the table. The table, the table. I know that we preach quite often. We say, God will prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. But we haven't quite understood the table. It's the table that I'm concerned with. The table. The table, the table, the table, the table. The table is what I'm concerned with. In the Old Testament, the table does not have legs. The table sits on the floor. The table has no legs. The table has no legs. So now you invite Mephibosheth to a table that looks like his handicap. His legs are messed up and the table has no legs. His legs are messed up and the table has no legs. So now I'm in the king's house and I am insulted because I don't know how